What's up, Hurricanes Nation? Let's get into it. This is your Hurricanes game. This is your Hurricanes Game 12 recap from yesterday, and in Game 12, which was our last game of the regular season, the Hurricanes get the win, 38-7 over Pitt. That now improves the Hurricanes' record to 10-2 overall and 6-2 in the ACC. Defensively, the Hurricanes had one takeaway. Defensively, all right, guys. So defensively, the Hurricanes defense had one takeaway, and that was an interception by Bryce Fitzgerald. The Hurricanes defense had 4 sacks. Them 4 sacks were one and a half sack by my boy Ruben Bain Jr. Sack and a half by Ahmad Moten Sr. 1 sack by Bryce Fitzgerald. And your leading tackler for the Canes was Wesley Vicencia with six tackles. Offensively, your leading receiver was the true freshman Malachi Tony with 13 receptions for 126 yards and 1 touchdown. Alex Bauman added in 58 yards receiving. CJ Daniels added in 40 yards receiving and 1 touchdown. The other 2 touchdowns for the air came from the other 2 touchdowns receiving came from Elijah Lofton and Shamari Brown. Our leading rusher was Gerard Pringle Jr. with 82 yards on the ground. Mark Fletcher added in 30 yards on the ground and 1 touchdown. And the true freshman wide receiver Malachi Tony, he added 30 yards. He added 30 yards on the ground as well. Carson Beck was 23 of 29 for 267 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 2 sacks. Your defensive player of the game, I'm going to give it to Bryce Fitzgerald with 1 interception. Your defensive player of the game, I'm going to give it to Bryce Fitzgerald with 2 tackles, one interception, and 1 sack. I'm going to give your offensive player of the game. Your offensive player and your overall player of the game are going to be the same person. So your offensive player of the game and also your overall player of the game is the true freshman, my boy Malachi Tony, with 13 receptions for 126 yards and 1 touchdown. Obviously, I don't know when the Hurricanes' next game will be right now because obviously we won't know until next Sunday with the Bowl Selection Committee show because I know that one of the polls has the Hurricanes at 12. We'll see where the College Playoff Committee puts us on Tuesday, and then the final rankings then the final selections next Sunday determine the 12-team playoff. I do want to say, if any of the College Football Playoff Committee watched this video, it would be a travesty not to put the Miami Hurricanes in. Yes, I get they lost 2 games, but they lost 2 games to 2 very good teams at the time. I mean, SMU is not a bad team, neither is Louisville. But yet we beat Notre Dame, and with the common opponents us and Notre Dame have, there's no reason Notre Dame should be ranked ahead of us. Yes, that was a close game with us and Notre Dame, but we dominated most of that game against Notre Dame. And we beat the same 3 or 4 opponents they beat, and we beat them by worse. So I guess what you're telling me right now is head-to-heads don't matter. So let's just do away with the college football playoff format and go back to the old system because your new system sucks if you don't put Miami in. But I know, go ahead and put your favorites of Alabama and Notre Dame in because you think they're going to win a national championship. And they won't, and you'll have filled again. But anyways, guys, as you did notice, I did say with Miami's record, I didn't say finish. I will say this. The Hurricanes finished their regular season record. The Hurricanes finished with a record of 6-2 in the ACC for 2025. But as far as their record goes, it improving to 10-2. I won't say finish yet because obviously we know that their bowl game or the playoff games will count towards their regular season record. But anyways, hopefully next time we'll be coming back to tell you. I will be coming to tell you back next Sunday, we'll be back on here at some point to tell you when the Canes' next game is. Hopefully it'll be in the playoffs, but if not, I guess the College Football Playoff Committee decided to screw us over again. But anyways, go Canes. It's all about the U, boys.